Hello and welcome to the TMC Newsroom. My name's Rich Tehrani. As always, thanks for watching us. We're at Cloud Expo 2011 in Manhattan. On our program, Mike Corbisiero. He's the VP of Worldwide Sales at Identity and Access Management Company, Symplified. Mike, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Rich. Pleased, happy to be here.
So, can you elaborate a little bit on exactly what you do with Identity and Access Management, please?
Sure. We see a market, obviously, moving toward cloud computing. And with that comes a number of challenges associated with how you provide access to those applications that are both now running in the cloud and internal within your organization, and providing access to your employees and consumers that are located both in your offices or working at the home or the road warrior.
Okay, and so you're seeing a push towards mobility, and so that's obviously good for someone or for a company who's dealing with the sorts of areas that you're dealing with, because I'm trying to figure out who's using what device, right?
Yes.
And allowing them access to specific software, specific data is becoming more and more important as people are bouncing around between devices, and what data you might make available to some class of devices versus other classes of devices. How has that affected your business in the last couple of years? Just this tremendous increase in mobile devices, tablets, smartphones.
Well, it's becoming an absolute requirement to support those types of devices. So over about 9 months ago, we really saw a major market trend movement with the tablets and the iPads coming to the marketplace. Obviously, the phone devices have been out there for quite a while, but we're now seeing the end user or the consumer or the employee basically demanding of IT that you have to provide me access to my core applications on these devices that I'm providing or I'm bringing to the company. And that's a shift from where we saw in the past. And an example of that is, I was recently with one of our customers where the IT organization was providing computing or computers to the sales representatives. And the sales reps came in and basically said, you know, the first person took his device, went away. The second person took his device, went away. And the third person came in with an iPad, said, I have this iPad, can you support it? And the IT guy reluctantly said, yes, we can. And then that proceeded to ripple through the whole organization. So it's an absolute requirement. And then controlling the access to those applications from those devices is a real critical issue and a big challenge for the IT organizations.
Okay, so that last comment you made, trying to figure out who has access and the control, that's very, very important. What other pain do you take away for your customers when they come and use your services and solutions?
Well, we also, because we're a SaaS-based solution, the IT organizations no longer have to run the identity platform. They have the option. They can still run pieces of the infrastructure at their location. You have to be able to support their environments. So there's a transitional period that we're seeing, and that's going to happen over the next 2 to 3, perhaps 4 years. But the bottom line is you no longer have to run these. You don't have to bring in all the compute power to provide that. You can run it up in the cloud, and it's much easier and quicker to get on board.
So this has been a pretty interesting month in terms of just security breaches online, and so that brings to the forefront the potential of hacks in the cloud. Do your customers have the question, how secure is it to put identity management in the cloud?
Absolutely, it's it's a major concern. So the way we respond to that, we run in critical SAS 70 compliant data centers, and there's a whole process around that, and we run in data centers such as Amazon, for example, where they provide the security to the location. At the same time, a critical component that we provide in our view in the marketplace is not all customers are prepared to move their identities into the cloud. We recognize that, and that's why we integrate from our cloud-based environment into their identity platforms that are actually running at their locations. So if you're not prepared to move the full identity to the cloud, that's great.
So a hybrid model.
Absolutely,
kind of.
And you have to have that today in this marketplace. You have to support that. It just isn't an option.
So from a competitive standpoint, what are you seeing in the market?
Well, you obviously have your traditional players that have been the platform players that have been in the marketplace for a long time, your IBMs, the Oracles and such. And their environments, their implementations for their internal applications, they are not going to go away anytime soon. So the strategy, in our view, is you have to be able to leverage that infrastructure, leverage that environment, and then give customers the flexibility to adopt new technologies, such as the cloud, based on their needs and their requirements. So, you know, the competition, there's a few startups in this area. We've been in the marketplace for a number of years now. We feel we have a very competitive position, and we're getting a lot of great feedback from our customers and our partners that are bringing our solutions to the marketplace.
So what sorts of solutions will we see from your company going forward?
So we're got one of the challenges, one of the new market areas we see is where customers, not so much the internal employee, but it's the new services that as a corporation I'm providing to the marketplace. And it may not be to the employee, it could be to the consumer. So now you've got to quickly onboard literally millions in some cases of consumers quickly into these applications. So we're providing a next generation of a solution here this next quarter that's going to be providing the capabilities to onboard those consumers quickly, give them access to those applications, and then obviously, like we talked about quite extensively, the mobility. It's an absolute must-have. So that's a merger of those two marketplaces.
It sounds like there's lots of growth in both those areas for years to come. So
we're very excited.
You're well positioned, and welcome back to the program to let us know what's happening in the future.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.